Welcome back to Inside Texoma. Once again, I am talking with Wichita Falls Police Department today about several new things and programs that are actually expanding within the department. And one of those things, the crime-free business, and just really more of an awareness, I guess it is, this year whenever it comes to your neighborhood watches, crime-free business, just continuing to expand that as well. And whenever you are in these businesses or in these homes talking to them, what are maybe some tips that people could do? You know, if they haven't signed up yet, what's a tip or two that you recommend?
What I always recommend is, obviously, the police department, the police officer, they can't be everywhere 24/7. And no one knows your neighborhood better than you yourself. You know, every officer has a beat they patrol, and they're very familiar with it, and they know when something's out of place. But you know your neighborhood better than anyone else. And that's what you need to key on, is what doesn't look right, what is out of the norm. Mm-hmm. And that's when you need to go ahead and take a second look. You need to know your neighbor. I know that old saying, fences make good neighbors, but it doesn't necessarily make a safe neighborhood. You need to know your neighbors. You need to know who they are. You need to know when, you know, if they're going out of town, or if you're going out of town. You know, it's nice to be able to know that you can rely on your neighbor and say, hey, can you keep an eye on my place? But the main thing that I would stress is, if it doesn't look right, if it doesn't seem right, if it's out of the norm, you call the police department. An officer will come out, take a look. If it's nothing, it's no big deal, no harm done. But if it is something, at least you have police in the area that can take action.
And you know, that's something I've heard numerous times. You know, just being out, different reports and stuff like that, and you've always said over and over again, it doesn't matter if it turns out to be nothing. You know, some people might be afraid to call, oh, what if it's nothing and I wasted their time? So that's something, you're not worried about that though. No. If you see something suspicious, call, correct?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, I'm not, you know, in no way am I trying to say, okay, you know, let's just get paranoid and start calling the police. But if it's something, if it's your neighborhood and it raises red flags to you, you know, it might be worth having an officer take a look at.
One thing that's important also, Ashley, is while people we want the citizens to be active or proactive and report this, we certainly don't want them to do anything that's going to put them in harm's way. So they need to just try to do what they can, just report it to us afterwards, never confront anybody, and just make those reports to us.
So if you see an open garage, maybe at your neighbor's house, and it's dark and someone's in there, maybe don't go in there and check and make sure it's your neighbor, right? Just give police a call or something.
Just give us a call.
And that, you know, a lot of that even goes back to if you see something, or if you see a crime happen, maybe it goes back to even the Crime Stoppers again. And I know there's been a lot of crimes and different things with those tips that the public has brought in have actually helped police in all the work that they've done, even recently, correct?
Yes, in the capital murder case with the store owner that was shot, had a lot of tips come in that were very helpful as the detectives investigated this case, and it was very helpful in when we concluded the case and made the arrest.
Do you find, or you know, are there tips or words that you can say to people maybe to encourage them to even call more? Because a lot of this is anonymous. If they're scared, or you know, they don't want someone to know that they've called, it can be an anonymous tip, right?
It can be anonymous, and really what we want the people to understand is that one little piece of information may be the key that we need, or that's missing, that we can close this case out. And it may not seem important to them, but it's very important to us once we get it.
Great advice. Well, we appreciate you all sharing on this, and we have, you know, another break to take, but we'll be right back with more from the Wichita Falls Police Department. So stay with us right here for more Inside Texoma. Welcome back to Inside Texoma. Once again, I'm here with Wichita Falls Police Department, just getting a look at some of the new programs that are going to be kicking off and expanding this year, and I just appreciate so much you guys taking the time to come in today and really kind of give us an inside look and a behind the scenes look at some of the things that are underway this year. And I guess if we can kind of just end the show today with a little bit more on what you would like to see this year, maybe what you're excited to see, whether it's a new program or what your hopes are for this year whenever it even comes to the citizens. So
just getting back to the raids online, we really do think it's going to be a good tool, a very useful tool for media to use and to make some good decisions and to stay informed and for us to stay connected with them. With that being said, I'd like to, even though it's hasn't begun yet, it will be within the next few months. Certainly we'll offer a link at the City of Wichita Falls website, the Wichita Falls Police Department, and certainly a good place to check, and I'm certain that we'll get the news out when it is operational. Absolutely.
We'll, of course, be staying in touch with the police department on that, as he said, so you can always check newschannel6now.com as well, and just stay tuned to News Channel 6, even inside Texoma. So hopefully, we can take another look at that as whenever it's kicked off. That
Certainly.
Sounds like a great tool for the police department and the citizens. What about you, Deputy Chief Borrego?
Well, at the police department, we're always looking for new technology out there. It's just ever evolving. So look for some more programs for us to be looking. We're looking out there all the time for new stuff that we can do. One thing I'm excited about is we got an academy that we're about to start. Be about 18, 19 officers in it, so it's a big academy for us, and we look forward to getting those new officers out on the street.
Whenever it comes to those academies, what's kind of the length, if someone's interested in joining and, when that next opportunity might even arise?
Yeah. Well, the next opportunity would probably be in the fall.
Okay.
And it's usually probably about a 3-month process just to go through the hiring. And so you have to be patient with it, but we have to make sure that we're getting the right people in this job. We can't just hire everybody.
Sure.
They have to be at a certain standard. So, but once they hit the academy, then it's about a 5-month academy, and then you hit the street with field training officers, and so it's a long process. But we want to make sure that we have professional, trained officers out there to protect the citizens.
Absolutely, and you said so. By this fall, 19 more officers then will be on the streets of Wichita Falls. That's great. Officer McClure?
All I have is just a little tidbit to throw out there. One of the things that I like to continue to beat the drum on is that take a lock and hide it. I think it's a way to continue to reduce car burglaries, car thefts. Don't forget to lock your cars.
And it may seem simple, but something that can maybe prevent you from walking out and notice that your phone or your iPad or something is going out of your front seat, correct?
Absolutely. Just lock those cars.
All right. Thank you so much. Again, I appreciate all of you taking the time to be here today, and we look forward to hearing from you, of course, again pretty soon within the year for more behind the scenes with the Wichita Falls Police Department. And as always, Texoma, thanks for joining us this morning. We hope you have a great day, and we'll see you back here next Sunday morning for another look inside Texoma.